Teachers, when did you save a student's life? I teach 4th grade at Lincoln Elementary. 3 weeks into the school year, I noticed something off about Tyler. He was this bright kid who loved math problems and always raised his hand first during science lessons. Perfect attendance, homework always done in neat handwriting. But he'd been wearing the same red striped shirt for 4 days straight. His lunch was usually just crackers he'd get from the nurse's office, claiming he forgot his lunch money again. When other kids brought birthday cupcakes to share, Tyler would eat his portion slowly, like he was trying to make it last. At first I thought maybe his family was struggling financially. Single mom, tight budget. It happens more than people realize in our district. But then I started noticing other things that made my stomach turn. Tyler would flinch whenever someone dropped a book or slammed a locker. During fire drills, when I'd raise my voice to give instructions, he'd physically duck his head like he was expecting to get hit. Even during normal classroom discussions, if another student got excited and spoke loudly, Tyler would shrink into his seat. During recess, while other kids played kickball or climbed on the monkey bars, Tyler would sit alone on the far bench, just staring at his hands, picking at his fingernails until they bled. When I'd ask if he wanted to join a game, he'd shake his head and whisper that he was fine. The breaking point came on a Tuesday morning in October. Tyler walked into my classroom 20 minutes early, like he always did. But this time he had a black eye that was turning purple and a split lip that looked fresh. When I knelt down to his level and asked what happened, he mumbled something about falling off his bike on the way to school, said he hit a pothole and went flying. But here's the thing that made my blood run cold. Tyler didn't own a bike. I'd seen his mom pick him up every single day after school, always on foot. They'd walk home together down Maple Street toward the trailer park. I pulled him aside during lunch recess while the other kids were outside. Tyler, I'm really worried about you. Is everything okay at home? His whole body went rigid like someone had shocked him with electricity. He started shaking his head frantically, eyes filling with tears. Please don't call my mom Mrs. Davis. Please, I promise I'll be good. I won't mess up anymore. That phrase hit me like a truck. I won't mess up anymore. No 9-year-old says that unless they're living in constant fear of punishment for things that aren't even their fault. I didn't call his mom. Instead, I went straight to the principal's office and called Child Protective Services. Told them everything I'd observed over the past 6 weeks. The repeated dirty clothes, the flinching, the mysterious injuries, the absolute terror in his eyes when I mentioned contacting his mother. The caseworker said they'd open an investigation, but warned me these things take time. There's paperwork, home visits, interview. Meanwhile, Tyler was going home to that dangerous situation every single day, so I started keeping him after school. Extra math help, I told the front office. Tyler genuinely loved working with numbers, so we'd sit at my desk and practice multiplication tables until his mom showed up around 5:30. It wasn't much, but it gave him 2 extra hours of safety and normalcy each day. Everything exploded on a Friday afternoon in November. Tyler was at my desk working through some division problems, actually smiling for once when his mother stormed into my classroom without knocking. She was furious, face red with anger. What gives you the right to keep my kid here every day? He's got chores waiting at home and I don't have time to drive over here. Tyler immediately shrank into his chair and started apologizing. Sorry, Mom, I'm sorry. Mrs. Davis was just helping me with math. I'll come home right now. That's when I noticed the fresh bruises across her knuckles. Dark purple marks that looked like they'd come from hitting something hard or someone small. Tyler's been struggling with his multiplication facts, I said as calmly as I could manage. I thought some extra practice would help him catch up with the rest of the class. She grabbed Tyler's thin arm and yanked him toward the door so roughly that he stumbled. I saw him wince in pain as her fingers dug into what were probably existing bruises. Ma'am, I said, standing up from my desk, could I speak with you privately for just a moment? She stopped and glared at me with pure hatred. About what? I knew this might be my only chance to buy Tyler more time. I'm concerned about his academic progress this year. Maybe we could set up a parent-teacher conference next week to discuss some strategies. Tyler looked absolutely terrified, like I just sentenced him to death. But his mom seemed to calm down slightly at the mention of a formal meeting. Fine. Wednesday after school, make it quick. She dragged Tyler out of the room. The second they were gone, I called CPS again. This time I described the bruises on her knuckles, the way Tyler reacted when she grabbed him, the fear in his voice when he begged me not to call home. The caseworker said they'd expedite the investigation based on my new report. Monday morning came and Tyler's desk sat empty. Tuesday, still no Tyler. By Wednesday, I was sick with worry that something terrible had happened. Wednesday morning, I got a call from Principal Martinez. Mrs. Davis, I need to let you know that Tyler Mitchell has been removed from his home and placed in emergency foster care. The CPS investigator wanted me to personally thank you for your detailed reports and quick action. I started crying right there in the teacher's lounge, relief flooding through me. 2 months later, Tyler's new foster mom brought him by the school to visit. He looked like a completely different child. Clean clothes that fit properly, bright eyes, healthy weight, and most importantly, no more flinching when adults move too quickly near him. Mrs. Davis, he said, running up to give me the biggest hug. Look, I lost my first tooth, and guess what? I got all A's on my report card. His foster mom, Linda, pulled me aside afterward. The social worker told me that if you hadn't called when you did and documented everything so thoroughly, Tyler might not have survived another month at home. His injuries were escalating rapidly. Tyler's absolutely thriving now. He made honor roll, joined the soccer team, and even auditioned for the school choir. Sometimes he still stops by my classroom after school just to show me his latest test scores or tell me about his weekend adventures with his foster family. Last week, he brought me a handmade card with crayon drawings of the two of us. Inside, in his careful 4th grade handwriting, it said, "Thank you for seeing me when I was invisible." I keep that card taped to my computer monitor as a daily reminder to always pay attention to the quiet ones, the ones who try to blend into the background. You never know which student is drowning in plain sight, waiting for one adult to notice and care enough to act.